And we're live. Hey everybody, what's good? What's good? I'm Quiz the God.
I've got to say, what's going on with y'all? It's Murder Mondays. Stop
Look,
it. Marital.
we some grand rising ass niggas. They had me that they say, you want them grand rising ass niggas? I was like, kinda.
I, if I eat spirulina, I guess so. If I
Look,
digest
what?
spirulina, perhaps.
He asked me that because I was eating walnuts, sunflower seeds, an orange, and a banana for lunch. I was like, man, hey, I don't eat none of that fuck shit, man. Keep that shit out my body.
I'm talking about all the holistic people. Stop playing.
You gotta
It's a
keep that
new
fuck shit
day.
out my body. You
It's a
look
new day.
good.
People, thank you. You too. Thank you.
Oh shit.
Like
Y'all
that
look
holistic.
good, y'all.
Okay. Let it pay off. Let me go public. Do what we typically do. Because kind of private. So you can go ahead and do what you do on your side of the house
Mm,
and
you
refresh.
know what? I'm not. I'm just wait a little bit. And just go at it. I be trying to share to 1 million people and all that. I'm gonna share it to my page, of course. Hold on. Share it to
Okay.
my page.
I have
Share
some
it to my
questions
page.
that I want to post up here as well. Y'all, please mind us. We can't do this any other time. So don't be looking like, we on top of our A game. We 15 minutes early right now. So don't say nothing. Y'all gonna let us set up in front of y'all and get this done. Okay? Because we can't do it any other time. So welcome. Happy Monday. El is that lunes? Feliz el lunes.
What's the topic today? The topic
Hi.
today is
Did it show up? Yep, it did. Remember how I told you that it only shows up partially?
have you no, it showed up the whole thing right here. It said, have you ever wondered why that dude feels so cold?
Okay.
Why is he so quick to be nonchalant, but he claims to care about you?
Why you so
Why
cold?
he says he loves you, but he's so quick to walk away? Why you so cold, brother? What's up?
We made that man cold.
Why you so cold? I'm gonna tell you why he's so cold.
What chapter? What
It
number?
starts off with it comes from from childhood. It comes from when he's with his partners and they got
We
that
talked
wolf
about
pack
this last week.
mentality.
Did it? We talked about this last week before, huh? We're
No, I
ancient
think
nation.
me and you talked about this in the phone conversation. We didn't really talk about it, but we might have hit on it. But it comes from when he with his partners and you have that wolf pack mentality,
Oh,
and and with that, there's a bros before hoes thing going on and all types of stuff. So
time out.
you got
Did you get permission to talk about this live on air by your wolf pack? Just wondering, because they're gonna sniff
this.
you out.
No. This is something all the young man, most men go through this. They got a couple partners that they do whatever for, or I ain't gonna say most men. I'm talking about people like in our culture, growing up in the urban area. Because you know,
They be cold everywhere.
but what you'll see though from your black man, or from your man is he's he is he is not valuing you as much as he values his relationship with his homeboys. He might be a little more colder towards you. What I like to say is that as a young man, him being with women might have been like super traumatic for him because with your partner, with your homeboys, what he does, what they have men have an honor system,
Me and these damn
and
pills. Tired.
women and women like to change their mind a lot. They change their minds with their emotions, and for him, it drives him crazy because there's no predictability. So what you'll see him is to protect his feelings, and so he doesn't get so deep and caught up in things. What he does is he instantly he just shuts off from most women in that way. Period.
All
So
because
what
of
you
what? All because of a code. I was busy typing, so all because of a G code. That's what you're saying.
No, it's not a G code. There's an honor code amongst men. There's an honor code. You say you do what you say you're gonna do. You no matter what, your word is your bond. Stuff like that. You have some men who don't have that code for real too. They might not have it. They might have started out like that, and you got some guys that do fuck their homeboy girls behind their back and all the shit like this here. You got
Mhm.
that going on. It's a thing, and
Would it be better to
um,
have not to have that code as a young man?
it's not nothing that he controls. Just men have men amongst each other. They look for trust and they build their lives around doing what they say they're gonna do. And people trusting what they say to be true. So
Ego.
and that's not all men. That goes for our stand up guys, our guys that are trying to be noble, that have some morals. So again, having a code of honor, period, not just with his bros, but just with society. And when he gets in a relationship with a woman, and she is very emotional, and they could be getting ready to go to the movies, but as soon as she get upset, the whole movie thing counts. He like, dang, so we ain't going to the movies no more neither. She like, no. He's like, man, god damn. So what happens is he like I said, he grows this guard, this standoffish posture when she for future women when they go to when they get into situations, it doesn't open up as much, and he just like turns into a stone wall. Can't break through it. Can't get through it
Wow. Oof.
because and then his homeboy, you see he show more love to his homeboy. He's anxious to hang out with his homeboys, glad to see him. And this that he might have a bros before hoes cold and all this shit here. And all that's coming because him and the bros have an honor code. He know his homeboy gonna do what he say he gonna
So a
do.
woman really don't have a good opportunity with a man, an honest one or a
No,
stable
no,
one. 'Cause
no. A mature man, somebody who has a grasp and understanding on his woman also too. A man that's outgrown being around his homeboys and into his career, into his family and stuff.
become more
So
family oriented. Yeah. Yeah.
right, and then this is not for all men, but I
But
just know
just
in general the men that you see stonewalling the women. This is what they had a situation where they have no trust for the woman that for the and maybe they started out they might have did, but then they could grow to be aggravated with her being emotional and being sassy and nagging, stuff like that. It's something that she might call it. It might be a general complaint to her, but it might be nagging him. He might have heard it one too many times from her.
I'm glad you're saying that because that's something that, it's there's this huge disconnect where those sensitive things like that, can make the whole relationship go because
Mhm.
one is bringing some kind of concern and the other one is looking at it as if it's annoying. And typically, what a nag is somebody who has to repeat the same thing over and over. Not typically, but based on what the definition of it is. And it's basically like you have to say the same thing over and over, right? But the other person is not receiving it, and they're like, ah, shit, I'm annoyed because they keep nagging. It's not nagging if you introduce something different, right? It becomes a nag when you keep hearing the same thing over and over, typically for men. So instead of the man saying, you know what, let me try to figure out what is she talking about, what is she saying, because I can't live with her, can't live without her, and there's something that's annoying her, and maybe I should listen to figure out if I can find a solution for this, and versus getting, crazy, stumping out the house, going somewhere, whatever, or calling his boys, talking mad smack about it because there's a disconnect. Nobody feel like they have to discuss or talk about certain situations. So I think that's like a serious little pivot point right there.
Well, I mean, it's when we define nagging, nagging, everybody got their own threshold for nagging, if you said something once, you said something twice, and the person that said they've heard you, and then you see they haven't done nothing, but they might be trying to do something. But you go around, you say it again, and then this might be your first time doing it, but you might have been together 5, 10 years. You might have been heard nagging all through relationships. Motherfuckers just get tired. I found a super helpful post the other day,
That post because you know
that
you
I
be
like
finding.
to that I like to share. I found a super helpful post that I would like to share, and I'm going to
Oh,
share
hey, you
here.
guys. We didn't even look. I wasn't paying attention to who's viewing, but what's up? Thank y'all for joining. We
So
talking about
who is it? Can y'all tap in? Can we get y'all names? Anybody?
can't see nothing, but we see y'all. Y'all check it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on YouTube. We're already on YouTube, okay? It's under Dynamic Talk. And I'm gonna put the link in there. So y'all go ahead and like subscribe if you will. But where's this post that you have?
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
You be
I'm
putting
getting it.
funny posts on Instagram. But yeah, it's like that. That's like one thing, and then now the man feeling like I can't stand these chicks because they have the same temperament. They have this, and then that's some of the stuff that make them cold, or make them real firm. And then on top of that, a man is steady on course. They have their own. You guys have your own makeup, your own mental makeup, your own building blocks, the same building blocks,
Oh
and
shit.
y'all follow the same choo-choo train, track, the same one, and y'all all going in the same direction pretty much. And it's like somewhere down the line, these railroad tracks have to cross and be understood, like what's going on, how we can understand and stop running or evading, with the simple thing called communication.
But it ain't simple at all. It's called the word communication itself is simple, but communication is not simple at all.
If you get
Yeah.
started, it can be, right?
Nah, no, it ain't. It's because communication just ain't about what's coming out your mouth. It's about what's not being said too. It's all about body language. It's all about culture. It's all
We talk
about
that talk.
hmm?
Talk that talk. Say that. I hear you.
It's a
Say
bunch of
it.
it's
It's the
communication is yeah, communication is not simple at all. And it's not just opening your mouth and responding. It's just not listening. It's discerning. It's um it's um it's um man, so many
it,
things. And
it
you
really
just and
is.
you just can't do it. You just can't get it overnight. It's something you got to practice and you got to do it all the time. I cannot find it. Hot dog. I know I had it right here. Say,
I'm
hold
trying to
on.
pull up this link for you
I
guys.
know I got it.
I'll get it in a minute because my computer have too many screens right now, and I feel so unrighteous about it. I just feel like this is going to say something stupid to me.
Oh man, this made me feel bad. This was such a good pose, man. Ah,
Body.
it's what
It,
I need. I know I had.
either way, either way,
Man, that
you
pisses
can
me off.
carry
Hold
on
on.
and
Hold on.
keep talking that talk because I want to know. I want to know what makes the man the way he is, so we can have a better understanding, or
Ah, I found it.
her.
Found it. Found it. Found it. Found it. Found it. Okay, I'm sending it to you. I'm gonna send you just to get it, and then I'm gonna put it from our. All right, don't worry about that. That's just who he told me. There you go.
Let me know when you get it up. 'Cause I'm about to search this link out real quick.
No, 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 no. All right, here you go, y'all. Boom, and I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it here. Share screen, and I'm gonna share this tab here. Boom. Here we go. Share. Here we go. 5 stages of intimate relationships. All right. Early dating. Yeah, early dating. That's one stage. You got you both settle. That's the second stage. Third stage, you commit and build. Fourth stage, you break out. Fifth stage, you repair or leave. So in this first stage, I'm gonna read a little bit to you. So the purpose of dating is to find out if you're compatible, but there's chemistry. You have common interests, that your personalities mesh. But for the longer haul, what needs to be on top of the list are safety. Do you feel safe enough to be honest and vulnerable? And problem solving. Can you both reach win-win compromises? Is there a give and take? While the content of your lives will change over time, these two are needed to sustain the relationship. So, um, that's just coming into a relationship. So when I come into a relationship, we get to know each other, we get used to each other. We start building these bonds, right? That puts us in a space to feel safe, where we could be honest, vulnerable, and reach win-win compromises. Um, and hopefully solve some problems along the way. So what
Being
happens though?
vulnerable is very difficult for a man to do. He feel like he's been not all, but feel like he's been subjugated
Yeah,
because
being vulnerable is hard for anybody to do. It just ain't just a man. We gonna limit it there. It's hard
mainly
for
men,
anybody to do.
mainly
Hmm?
men. Women go in with their guards down big time. They go in. They go in. They ready. You know. But most men, like, I ain't no bitch. I'm your bitch because I asked you to help me sweep the floor. it's, it's like it's a man can be. I'm not talking about all. Whenever I speak, please do not have me, believe that I am talking about everybody. I'm just speaking of, you know, maybe some that I know, majority, some that I know.
Let me read some more. Let me
Go
read some
ahead.
more right quick. Going too far in the other direction, you may start out being too confrontive, or have unreasonable expectations, which once the other person doesn't seem to be a perfect fit or hurts your feelings, you cut and run. Not only may your style drives other way. You say drives other way. You never have the opportunity to see if you can work through problems together. So,
Very,
um, what
yeah.
what I want to get as I'm going through this is that over time, as we build these things up, and then you have the nagging element come in, or the element where the man seems to be getting aggravated, as you go through these stages here. But both couples actually go through this. So, and what you do see is that the man, he might start out being a little more open, or definitely he's going to be definitely more talkative, and more he's courting you. And then, of course, once he has sex with you, that stuff, as time goes, a lot of the things that he initially done, it starts going away. That's what's happening. For people that's just living organically, just letting the people that just live organically and go off how they feel or whatever. You know, um, you have some people that still practice dating each other because it's necessary. If you want to do the forever thing. With that being said, um um who says that we are all supposed to be together forever? So keep that in mind too. Number two, you both settle. Hopefully, at some point, you both are more honest. You will stop walking on eggshells or being so rigid, as the oxytocin and sex naturally decrease. Everyone gets more real, and arguments may increase. This is pivotal time when couples either break up, resolve problems, or move on. So in this stage here is when you start seeing the man being more cold. You start catching that cold shoulder from him. You start
Mhm.
seeing it.
When and that part right there is where that person can be saying, I don't want to do this anymore. And this is why I say that relationships, it's like, whew, relationships, especially when you live with somebody. Men, we talking about men right now.
I'm talking about all women in general, but I mean all people in general. But
No, right here in the title
because
it says what makes him, not her, so
I'm,
cold.
I'm talking about I'm talking about in we talk about what makes them cold, but also too we talking about the things that when couples getting together, what's triggering. So we said the nagging. So this is about her too, even though it's a question asking about him, but this is about her. A woman is wondering what's going on. Where's her part? What does she play in this? Did she do anything wrong? What is actually going on? So we talking about some of the cause and effects here, but this is for everybody. This is something in general. This ain't ragging on men. This
No,
ain't this ain't
we're never doing that. No, we're
right,
never
right,
doing
right. No, I'm saying that this ain't just hounding on men. Either. This ain't just about the man. This is about we trying to figure out, get down to the
to the
root of
bottom of
what's
it.
going on with the cold. What's
So
going on
don't
with
be
the cold
afraid of
shoulder,
that.
brother?
Right. Don't
Yes.
be
What's
afraid
going
of
on with
what
the cold
it takes.
shoulder, brother?
Right.
Yeah,
Don't
let's
be
be.
afraid of what it takes, is what I'm saying. Is because in order for a person to be better, they have to be that the exposure has to be there. That's if they want to be there. But when it comes to like men, because we're talking about men, we already, we talk about women and men. Me, me, I'm always rooting for the man, But what I'm saying is there are some areas with that train track is like choo choo steady on course. And it's because they're not crossing, they're not trying to figure it out. And that part right there is like, talk, open up, don't be so naggy, don't dismiss her as a nag, and vice versa. And then now you want to abdicate and leave and confuse the person, because a woman will be more, and there are men out there that will stay where they are, but is women more likely to stay and men more likely to leave, because it's their kind of nature. It's their nature to roam. and and this is why I'm like, for women, to not feel so caught up if he happens to leave, because it's his nature. If he happens to leave, if he happens to say, I'm tired of this, but can it be changed? Yes, because you can start saying, let me see what she's talking about. Let me try to understand so we can get on the same page. But that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to beat up on nobody in particular.
So
I'm just saying.
right here, I like this part right here. That's what's up. I mean, it's plenty of things to hit on there, but it's this part here. I like this part here where it says dangers. Right here, he say dangers. You don't settle, but you get stuck in early dating mode. Continue to do what you do. Everyone adjusts, but you hold things in, and the other person never really gets to know who you truly are. But that's when resentment start building up too. Resentment start building up, and he acting nonchalant because you're doing the nagging thing, or you're doing the thing where you're changing your mind, because you're emotional for a situation. He might have made you mad. He don't even know what you're mad about. He really don't really know. I know some women always say, they say to me, "You sure he don't know? How you don't know? He don't know. He can't read your mind. Sometimes he just doing
True.
shit."
Sometimes you gotta
And also,
listen.
I was talking to my dog the other day, and he was just like, he was saying some things. He was like, "Man, a woman, she gonna do this or she gonna do this." And it was so funny. The other day, he was like, "Man," he made a post. He like my brother did. He say, "Man, if you talking to a bunch of niggas, don't be calling me by when it's time to get the bill money. I got my half. They need to play their part too. I got my half." he like he going he going through these things. He like, look, don't be coming to me for all the bill money when you talking to all us. You got to come to everybody. And I say that's real, bro. That's some real talk right there, bro. Look, but because a woman, what you have a woman, she hound him, but then she messing with other dudes too. Ain't asking them for nothing.
Right
So
on.
so
Right. Facts.
so it,
Get them
it,
all,
it's
sis. Get them all.
it's out there. It's out there. It's happening. He like, man, look, if you gonna be doing that, that's cool. But you know what I'm saying? Make them pay their half. I got my portion. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm
Right.
hitting their ass too. I'm beating you too. I fuck with you. You know. So I was like,
Real,
man, that's some real talk, bro. If you gonna live like that. But
right?
he
Yeah.
had this talk, but he like, man, a woman, hey, she gonna do this or do that, or it ain't nothing. I'm gone. And that's just how men are. He like, man, I don't care. I'll just move on to the next one. And men are
Right.
like that. Men are like that because he's had his heart broken, and motherfuckers had their heart broke bad. I'm talking about bad, bad. They ain't never had no shit like that. They open themselves up one time, and they got betrayed. They got deceived. he turned his back one time, and a lady that he loved. I think I think the first thing was she kissed somebody, and then he forgave her because somebody was like, you can forgive her, and then she turned around and she fucked somebody, and they didn't agree to uh them having a relationship like that. So of course, he got them was hurting, and he felt deceived, which he was. Um, and he
All
felt he had
because
every right.
society have it all messed up and set people up for heartbreak hotel. Oh, this is like it's a cold.
Mm. But what I say to that is, now you have a stone cold brother. He got that stone cold face. You want to get something out of him. You ain't gonna get too much out of him, because this is what he's been hurt. He's had his trust being betrayed. He's been deceived, and now it's like, I'm not gonna be no sucker again. And when
And
he
check
sees
this
some fuck shit
out.
come,
Go ahead, finish off. Then see what you gotta say.
when he say I see some fuck shit coming, he just go ahead and gonna go the other way. Matter of fact, you can go to talking all you want, but it's already in here that you ain't shit and ain't gonna be shit, and he don't give a fuck. And whatever you saying, it really don't mean nothing unless it's gonna lead to him getting some head, some coochie, or you gonna give him some money.
Is that
After that, you
Avatar?
could be going to win.
Avatar that looks like this person? Because I want to know if there how many of them out there is like that. That's some cold
That's
hard.
it.
That's
Yeah, I
you know
mean, but
what? Men, how about men start taking more manganese? Because manganese help you be more caring and loving and kind and so nurturing. It's not going to give you too much estrogen, but I'm just saying it just make that, probably
you know,
soft.
we ain't gonna talk about that. Like, most people ain't on like no kind of great diet that's good for hormones or balancing or none of that shit. You got motherfuckers is drinking beer, motherfuckers is smoking cigarettes,
And
motherfuckers is smoking
food.
a lot of weed, motherfuckers gonna exercise, meditate, run, do a push up, motherfuckers eat pizza, microwave food. Um, I
Talk that
mean,
talk. Hold on. Get this man I wish I had some like hand claps or something like that. Yes. Big deal. Big deal. That
yeah,
will that's your mood for real. It will make you irrational, it will make you angry, especially if you eat a lot of stuff with like yeast and sugars and aggressive stuff. But yeah, don't eat seedless food. How about that? You know,
I
make
like
you
that. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me keep going with this. I want to get through these 5 points. Say
go.
number three, you commit and build. So then the third stage of this relationship, you commit and build. You're committed. You get married. You start to build a life together. Finishing education, establishing careers, moving houses, having kids. It's often a changing multi-year process of moving forward, but hopefully somewhere in your 30s you create some less disruptive life. But along the way, you're also building an everyday structure to your lives, routines and rules about chores and sex and handling disagreements and laws and money. You create you create patterns that are often more powerful than individuals. Now the danger, it says, you built your relationship and life on shaky ground. You've accommodated too much from the start. Your compromises are watered down compromises. You both sweep big problems under the rug. The demands of everyday life force you to give up important parts of yourself. Be careful
Now
of that, y'all.
now
All
look,
this,
it says you sweep big problems under the rug. What's up with that?
so this is all the stuff. This is all the things that lead to the resentment, the stonewalling. All these things lead to this, because you might, for the first 5 years, things might actually be kind of okay, but we still got these little things we never talked about. And we keep sweeping on the rug, and over 6, 7, 8 years, they become to be like, ugh. Now a brother that's been with you that long, and I'm pretty sure he done stonewalled you a couple times, but if he starts stonewalling early,
Right?
that brother ain't got no patience. He probably might be fresh out of something, or he just
Got
don't see
acidic
you. But
blood.
but a brother, but a brother that made some commitment to you, he has a little bit more patience with you. He's showing his love to you, and it's the stonewalling is something he does know very well, but he might be practicing some patience, or it might be something in you that makes him want to practice that. So you know,
Y'all hear
uh,
that? Hold on. That is like so sweet. Oh my gosh. Y'all hear that? Okay. Because, yeah, men have the ability to be kind and genuine. Okay, go ahead. I'm just being corny right now, but go ahead.
no, absolutely, definitely. And then so let's keep reading. Number 4, you break out. It's going to happen. This is about individualization, becoming more you. What from it takes depends on the past.
Let me get my phone.
What form it takes depends on the past. You get fed up with doing the heavy lifting, or with your passive partner, heavy lifting, or with your passive partner. You're tired of being micromanaged. The things you've been biting your tongue about for so long are getting hard to contain. The routines no longer work because they are imbalanced, or because in the process of building your life, you've left too much of you out. You compromise away too much of you. So
Mhm.
now you'll get a brother, he'll start stonewalling your ass after he done realize he done stopped playing a video game, he done start hanging out with his homeboys, he done he done cut off his family and cut off his mama, or something like that, or he done gave you all his money, he gave you all access to all his money is your money, and your money is your money. Um he's given up, he done gave up everything, and he got this family with you. And um he might, and this can happen for women too, but in a man, he might look up and you might bring a complaint, and he's done. He done gave it up, or
And that's not
he
fair.
had he has no more to give. He's had his last. He's up to here, and he's just like, I can't do it. Y'all been cohabitating. I've been seeing you for the last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. Motherfucker, you old, and I'm tired of hearing the same shit over and over. Ain't nothing changing. We was doing this one thing. It's not working. At the end of the day, you still end up bitching and crying at me. I'm
Mm,
tired. And now
mm,
guess what? Now you talking to me, and I don't care.
mm.
And I'm cold.
Such a shame.
And it happen. It's happening right now. It's happening to somebody home right now.
Hmm.
They
With all
they
that,
just can't,
with all that
they can't
misunderstanding.
wait. They can't wait to get divorced right now. Somebody just can't wait to get divorced right this second
Look,
as we
look,
speak.
all because they hot in the pants. They want to misunderstand on purpose. It's an easy exit strategy.
Some people just feel like they're misunderstood. They get frustrated. You get a
Absolutely
lot of men. What you get is men also not never feeling like they're ever being
appreciated. But let me say
appreciated.
this. Let me say this. Here's the disconnect, right? The disconnect comes where a man feels like, and I'm not saying all, okay? So I have to say this every time. My disclaimer. I'm not talking about every, but I'm just talking about some that I know. And I know great men, I know shitty. I don't know many shitty. Okay. But I see many shitty. But the disconnect is like, if he is not communicating with her when she's expressing, and he feels, he gives, this is what he gives, what he wants to give, and thinking that that is what she wants, and then he feels unappreciative because he's constantly outpouring all because he don't want to hear what her concerns are, her wishes, her wants are. And now she has to carry on year after year, not being heard, being misunderstood. And then he's hearing it all the time because he feels like, a lot of men, especially older men, they feel like you don't have a reason to complain. I'm taking care of you. I'm keeping you in a house. You're sheltered. You're this. You're that. But her complaint can be, hey, I don't need you to do that for me. I need you to do this for me. I need you to be more supportive for me. I need you to be more loving towards me. You can give me a house all you want, but treat me like shit in that house, you know and now you're mad because I'm telling you I don't like to feel like shit, and then you're saying, oh, humbuggity humbuggity, and it's like, why, and it's not like a why, because There's older people that's like that. There's younger people that's like that. Jimmy, I'm just like, all right, don't come after me, Jim. I'm just saying. So I'm just messing, okay? Don't be coming after me. I'm just messing, okay? But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that they feel like this is what you need and don't say nothing else. You don't have the right to say anything because I'm taking care of you. I feed you. So get back in the kitchen. Go finish taking care of the kids. Continue to walk barefoot, on this hard stone floor, and who cares about your varicose veins, whatever, and then deal with it. So it's like they complain at the end and now they want to give up because they're tired of her crying about her pain, her hurt. And that's not fair. So how do you deal with that? Women, don't get comfortable. That's all I can say. Because it can be like that. And it's not a war. I'm just saying, don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Be on ready mode because it can happen. And they cannot love you. They can love you all day yesterday and then not love you tomorrow just because of that reason. And it's not every man and it's not every female, but men can say I'm lying.
Percy Shelton, you can't. He said. Percy Shelton said, "You can't do anything about a woman's wishes and wants. We focus on her needs." I heard that, and
That's
it ain't nothing wrong with that. Um,
wrong with
her
it at
her
all.
her needs is good, and you got to have those. It's you got to have those covered. But
What's up,
a
Percy?
woman a woman gonna require more than that though. What's up, person? I don't remember a person on it. Have we had a person on here before?
He been through a while ago. He's
Okay,
on
okay.
Wednesday. That's
Ah,
yeah.
well, I appreciate you for tapping in. That's for sure.
But
But
men focus on the needs, but then they when a woman has wants. That's the whole thing. A woman has wants, and her wants is not to be in the kitchen all day, not working to build her own income. Okay, because she's focused on taking care of this man who has his own requirements for her. And then when it's time for her to make her little talk, because 9 times out of 10, some of these men understand, get younger women. Okay. And so they go after the younger women, sway her, lift her off her feet, make it easy for her in life, tell her she don't have to do anything else, focus on her needs. Okay. That's if you're in house, focus on her needs, and that's all that's all she needs to worry about. That's all he needs to worry about. He don't need to worry about her concerns either, or her wants. They don't matter because he's like, I take care of you, I pay the bills. But yeah, you cheating on me all day every day. You busy calling me out my name all day every day. It's not right. you know
right,
so gotta
right.
be.
It don't feel right neither. And and what you have is you have men that get into these places, they get into these spaces to where because if they're not feeling appreciated, they're like, what's the point anyway? So I'm just gonna do something that makes me feel appreciated and validates my um my masculinity. So
And mind
and
you, just to
pride.
offset that, it is very important for women to, show appreciation. You know, they are busting their ass.
He said sound a bit like the color purple.
I think I disappeared, but
uh,
but yeah,
he said
gotta show
this,
love to the man.
this
Make him
person said
feel.
it sound a bit like the color purple. You had to describe the color purple.
Telling you, a lot of
Yeah,
color purple is going on. Still, it is nothing new. Go ahead.
yeah. Oh, let me continue reading. I want to get through this. Um, if I got try to get, I want to get this message out here. Oh yeah. So reading from where it says, you compromise way too much of you. Here's where folks have affairs. They start speaking up, right? They might start being a little more combative. because their resentment is there. They don't want to feel it. They start pulling away. They start arguing more, or they get so fed up they leave. When they and again you hear say this what folk have affairs. They step out on you. This is also fuels those midlife crises, quitting jobs, um, um, changing careers, throwing yourself into getting that big promotion, and all these are like this is all like cause and effects of the resentment built up over not feeling appreciated, the resentment built up from the woman not feeling like she's being heard or getting what she wants. Them being together so long, they done got tired of each other. They get tired of the routines, the stuff they was doing no longer working. They been around each other just way too long. Right? Danger. The need to break out is natural, but you handle it poorly. You act out and have affairs. Impulsively quit the job or do nothing drastic, but fall into a ranting or a depression. And what's this right here? YouTube. Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can move it out the
Um,
way at any point. Go ahead. You good.
yeah, and so the dangers. I like these dangers. The need to break out is natural. So also they don't have in here the stonewalling. When you do go into if a woman does go into a ranting or a depression, right? And then you see that brother, he just being cold, he's quiet. He didn't had enough too, you know. He starts stepping out, you know. Um,
When it all
he
has to
start
do
having
with
he's
communication, I'm telling you, communication is like,
right. So, and no doubt that's why that first step, when we go back up to that first step, we say, being vulnerable and being honest, you're trying to establish that space. So, and you got to continue to be vulnerable and honest and say what's what as you're going. So you can already know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And then whatever it is you can't stand to do, you either going to find some win-win compromise or y'all both need to just go the other way because what it does is just leads to down to it starts a snowball effect. It was little, and yeah, I mentioned it before, and yeah, we might have looked over it, but it's still there. It don't disappear. It's always there. Let me keep reading. I'm gonna read this last one, and it says number 5, the last step of the relationship. You repair or leave. You repair or leave the relationship. You fix the core problems. You stop with the heavy lifting and create more balance. You survived the affair. I mean, somebody done forgave somebody. Somebody's practicing some more patience. Some maybe you decide that you willing to work through the affairs. Depending on what it is, depending on who you are. Um, and it helps you both upgrade your relationship. You have more honest conversations. You stop walking on eggshells and build a new it's an updated lifestyle.
that's
You don't
beautiful.
get you don't get a promotion, but you're able to reset your priorities and feel satisfied.
You say you don't get
Or
the promotion.
right, you don't get that promotion, but you're able to reset your priorities and feel satisfied. Or you don't. You burned out. You have only 20 good years left, and it's now or never to do what you want. Your resentment has grown too big, and you can't find a way to get around them.
and
Dangerous.
and and,
You do not
and
have
what can save that? What can save all that? Communication and counseling, early counseling, right?
well, and it ain't really about saving because you might just find that maybe you guys wasn't yoked at all anyway. Maybe you guys overlooked some things because maybe the sex was just off the chain. Sex was just fine. Goddamn, or
Right.
maybe somebody had a bunch of money and maybe somebody was using somebody. Or maybe it seemed like a good thing because maybe y'all had kids at the time or something like that. But um, definitely though, having some real honest conversations in the beginning and expressing what you're gonna stand for and what you're not gonna stand for and what you would like and what makes you comfortable, makes you uncomfortable, and what you're willing to deal with, what you're not willing to deal with. what you're gonna practice and what they're gonna practice. It's important to talk about these things and just be honest and be as honest as possible, this despite what the outcome might be. And some people, a lot of people, are just very worried about what the outcome is gonna be.
Just
I
live your best.
promise you guys. I promise you guys, you love one, you love once, you can love again. It makes no sense to go around holding in, stopping yourself from loving people because you are in fear that they're going to do things they're going to do things that lead to them sounding as if they are being deceptive, or as if they're lying, or as they're using you. You get over that, because people do it and they doing it all the time. Some people just do it naturally and they don't mean it. But when you come across something, you sit there, you point it out, you say something about it, and if it do hurt you, you take it as a lesson, and you just go on to the next, and you love like you ain't never loved before, and you give that person a chance too,
And
and
that's
learn
so
how to forgive.
that's real talk right there because sorry, people can make people tuck their love away, and it's not a good feeling when you got to hold love back. And then when you feel like you do let it go, you feel like you get played when it's not handled correctly once again. And
It hurts.
and that's what
It
people
hurts.
hopeless lovers and hopeless loves, because they keep trying and trying, but they keep getting broken down by it, and it's sad situation. Sad
Check this
situation.
out. Check this last piece out. Danger. You do none of the above. Your life runs on autopilot. You use distance to avoid conflict, and you both live parallel lives. Depression set in.
Mhm.
So it can be bad. It can be bad. It can get bad, y'all. So keeping keeping that in mind right there. As we talk, you know, um, and we say, man, he's stonewalling, he cold. At what point did he become cold? At what point did he decide that he was tired, that he wasn't gonna let you take him to a place that was gonna make him unhappy with your nagging or whatever it is. It's one thing for him to be cold, but say, what caused this? Is it me? Is it the past? And yeah, it comes from the past. At first, it starts there, depending on how old you are too. Comes from the past. It might even come from the past of his siblings, but he uses his stonewalling as a mechanism that stops him from going to a place in the past, that a past feeling. And it's a protection mechanism for him. It's not really for you to be harmed by it, but he does it for him, to protect him. And it unfortunately ends up hurting some people. It feels like he's being nonchalant. He's doing this because, for one, as a man, he's don't get boys grow up playing with each other roughhousing, and you see girls play with Barbie dolls, and they sweet and kind. They want to do makeup and whatever, play kid house. You understand it? He's that element. Those elements are still there. He wants to be rough and tough all the time, and he to prevent from being rough and tough with you, he stonewalls you. You know,
So,
um,
so outside of this circle, right? Do you think there's hope for most men? Because not everybody is like when you step outside your
mm.
circle, you start saying, "Damn, I thought things changed," but in
No, no,
reality,
no, no, no. The younger he is, the better it is, because you get a chance to build that stuff. But the older he gets, the more set in his ways he get. You can't pull some of them brothers. They got the one. They said they already got to be people that are always building themselves up, are open to new understandings. Men always veer from understanding women because it always seems like it's never, when they think they got something, her emotions make her change her mind, and then she goes and do something that's so unpredictable, and and it hurts his feelings, and then so
oh,
yeah,
well,
it's
man,
happening. It's
gotta
happening. It's
this-
happening all the time. And
check
she's
this
like,
out.
"I did it because you hurt my feelings." He's like, "I didn't even know your feelings was hurt."
I didn't even
So
know
it's
you
like,
had feelings. What are you talking about? Look, but my thing is this: men, maybe if you show that you have a soft and gentle side, you have an emotional side, maybe she would feel like she can
no, no, no. Men could start off showing these sides
stop
to women.
her.
No,
her
no. Men start off showing these sides to the women. What happens is when they're feeling unappreciated, they feel like they're being unheard. When they feel like they're being treated unfairly, they start when they feel like they're trying to prevent themselves from going into a place that they've been before. And the fear kicks in. They start doing this. They
that needs to
want
be something, but that needs to be
they
something
want
that men, if this is so
they
general,
have to trust. They have to trust. They have to
but what
trust the
happens
woman.
when you have
A
someone that
woman
you,
would have to
you know,
they would have to trust her, and they would have to trust her, or they would have to understand that she is a dynamically emotional being. Period. There is no one way for her to be. She is. She doesn't have a code. She doesn't have no script she lives by, other than the fact that she wants to be seen as someone to be adored and loved, and wants things when she wants it. So these things here.
what?
Oh, yeah. So
You
with
know
that
what?
being said,
I'm gonna let you have that.
once he and she wants that. But once he understand,
Y'all
once
be
he
jumping
does
on it.
understand that, once he understands that, and he understands how to respond to that, you know, that's different too. So you have men, it's you got different kind of men. Once he understands her and he's able to work with that, and they're able to coexist with each other
Correct.
harmoniously with size all her wants. The fact that she might do change, she might be sassy, she might do want to do one thing one way, but she feel another way, she might change it. If he's a man that can understand that,
Let me say this. Let me say this. A man gonna have to understand a woman
and patience, he has to have patience.
who she is, and the woman is gonna have to understand the man is who he is. It can't be, I want to accept you, but I can't accept you. I want to take you in, but I can't take you in. I want you to receive, but you can't receive all. A man has to go ahead and stop being so damn emotional all the time in his own head and come through with his feelings and accept this woman for who she is. Yes, we can be sassy. Of course. We have eyes and we roll them. Okay. We have necks and we use it. Okay. But at the same time, if a man knows that is common, you have some people that roll their eyes. You have some people that will stab your ass. You have some people that will get a life insurance policy on you. That's all forms of, oh, sass. Oh, you fuck with me. Oh, you made me feel some kind of way. But if you cannot accept her for who she is, then you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time, period. Because you don't want to accept reality for what it is. Just like some women have to accept men as not cheaters, but just natural people who go out and receive pussy from every woman damn near if he can, or from who he choose. If he say he cheated because that's his ability, and we have to accept that. Women have to accept that men can be sloppy on the streets. Okay, we have to accept that. So it's not fair that a man can pout his lips and get attitudey and start running away from the situation because he's like, man, these bitches are the same. If you want to call them a bitch, they're the same. Accept it and stop playing, right? Get on board and just deal with it. So we have to wrap this up.
But
I'm just
that don't
saying
mean
it
you pick
out.
one.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
deal with it as long as you can deal with it, and
deal with it, or
some people, some things are just experiences, and you might not be for some forever. Some things are experience you experience, and you might need to move on, and you learn something from it, and you keep moving. And
absolutely
we don't sit there and try to make somebody be something that they're not, or dog them out because they didn't love you the way that you wanted to be loved. Just
correct.
understand they didn't have the ability to do it, and also too, it's you got to be careful too. Some people do have characteristics of being deceptive, of being liars, or and will mislead you, and are giving you a facade, and you need to be mature enough or
To discern
intelligent
that,
enough
right?
to discern when this is happening. So you're not getting mad at the fact that they did that to you. All the signs were there probably more than likely, and you probably just ignored them. So You know, again, with even with that, you have to be able to take that and realize it was an experience, and that don't mean going in the future, goddamn, being all insecure and bashing everybody. And you might and it gives take some time to process, do some what they call it. They call this indirect reflection. You know, and look at the whole picture in totality and say, where did I drop the ball at? You know, and I
Mm.
know a lot of and it's one thing to tell a man, but or telling a woman that is like you can tell her where were you what the lady say, where was you unright, is what she said. Find out where you wasn't wrong or you made a mistake, lady. You just was unright. If it
Yeah,
sound better, if it make you feel better. So
guilty
we
sometimes, but
gonna
I
wrap
yeah, yeah,
we gonna
women.
wrap this thing up.
Yeah, thank you for your time,
And
juicy,
thank you for your
juicy.
time.
Yeah, I have it if I can find it. All yours. All right. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next. We ain't gonna talk about when we gonna see y'all. Listen, just if you see us
See you next
live,
Monday.
if you
No,
see
we
us
gonna see you
live,
Monday.
we live.
We
We be
gonna
doing
see
a
you
lot
on
of
Monday.
traveling. But thank you for your time. Next
Thank you,
time.
y'all. Thank y'all for your time, y'all. Much love. I'm Quiz